Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
If people didn't have to eat gluten-free, it would be good, I suppose. But at the same time, you know, we want to make sure before we would support anything like that.
At least 3 million people in our country are living with celiac disease, which is an immune reaction to eating gluten. There's now an experimental vaccine called NexVax2 that targets the immune system with the intention of preventing the inflammation that occurs when people with celiac eat gluten. Valley News Team's Maddie Gelsa spoke to someone living with the disease and found out they're concerned about this new treatment.
This trial vaccine is designed to build up a patient's gluten tolerance and eliminate all the negative side effects by eating gluten foods. Doctors say this vaccine isn't an instant fix for celiac disease sufferers, and it's unclear how many vaccines a patient would need.
I think anytime there's some sort of medical condition and you can fix it, that would be a good thing. So, but at this point, like I said, I am a little bit skeptical because if you fix one thing and cause other problems.
A few other people who are living with the disease told me the same thing. They said they completely switched their lifestyle to be gluten-free, so they wouldn't want to even risk it.
It's going to be a big challenge just thinking that you would have to switch back, or you could switch back. It'd be nice in some circumstances. However, a lot of people aren't going to want to even risk it.
A doctor says it's unclear whether the vaccine will be able to rid a patient of gluten intolerance altogether, or if it will simply weaken their symptoms.
At this point, we're not sure. We'll have to wait and see, play it by ear.
But if this phase passes, doctors say it'll be a total game changer for people who are living with celiac disease. Reporting in Fargo, Maddie Gelsa, Valley News Live.
Doctors say the vaccine is designated to target 90% of celiac patients with a certain genetic form of the disease. And we've got more information on that on our website, valleynewslive.com. All you have to do is click on this story. Jeff Sessions is no longer the U.S. Attorney General. That news coming from President Trump's Twitter feed. The president tweeted today, "We are pleased to announce that Matthew Whitaker, Chief of Staff to Attorney General Jeff Sessions at the Department of Justice, will become our new acting Attorney General of the United States. He will serve our country well. We thank Attorney General Jeff Sessions for his service and wish him well." The president accepted a resignation letter from Sessions earlier today.
I'm not going to say much until I read what they said and why. I find the timing very suspect, number one. But number two, our paramount view is that any attorney general, whether this one or another one, should not be able to interfere with the Mueller investigation in any way.
The president has flirted with firing Sessions in the past, expressing his discontent with Sessions recusing himself from the Russia investigation shortly after being sworn in. A Fergus Falls man has been sentenced for 3 counts of felony assault with a dangerous weapon. Authorities say 29-year-old Theodore Teedy was sentenced to 6 years, but will only serve 4 because of time already. His home in Fergus Falls back in 2017 for threatening someone with a gun during a nearly 3-hour standoff. Police say Teedy fired a number of shots. No one was hurt, and he eventually surrendered. Several people were evacuated after reports of a gas smell this morning. Fargo firefighters responded to 4820 30th Avenue South after someone reported smelling gas. The office building at that location contains businesses and a daycare. When firefighters arrived, they found elevated carbon monoxide readings. About 15 adults and 20 children were evacuated from that building. The cause of the elevated carbon monoxide? A construction crew using a gas-powered concrete saw inside the building. It has been tough going in and around the Fargo-Moorhead area with the icy roads, and police are telling people to slow down. Since the overnight hours, police have responded to 40 crashes in Fargo. Let's find out from Hutch if the weather and the road conditions will improve. Hutch?
These clouds have remained over the valley here throughout the entirety of our day, and a cold northwest wind keeping temperatures below freezing, and roads continue to be icy. Radar showing a few areas of snow showers continuing, so periods of light snow with little accumulation still possible, and it's likely even snowing in places the radar didn't show. Temperatures already down in the teens in the Devil's Lake Basin, 21 in Detroit Lakes, 19 for Grand Forks, Fargo at 21 degrees. A look outside shows gray skies, and again, we're expecting those roads to remain slippery, so allow extra time for your commute. There was the New Rockford area, and as we take a look also To the east, Highway 10, not looking too bad, but there are icy spots. Side streets in Fargo-Moorhead remain quite slippery. Temperatures in the low 20s and teens by bedtime, with that northwest wind keeping it wind chilly as well. Your hour-by-hour forecast shows the cold spell continues. Details in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Hutch. A three-vehicle crash near M&H gas station off of Main Avenue in Fargo sent one person to the hospital this afternoon. Fargo police say the crash involved three vehicles and happened just before 3 p.m. Traffic in that area was backed up because of the crash. The cause is still under investigation. We now know the name of the 66-year-old man whose body was found in a Minnesota field. The Polk County Sheriff's Office says it was called in around 8 last night, just outside of Fertile. The man is identified as 66-year-old Timothy Burhow of Grand Forks. He had been hunting on the property and was found by a friend. Foul play is not suspected. A man from Grand Forks is in jail tonight after he allegedly assaulted a man with a knife. Police got the call around 3 yesterday afternoon at 1108 North 39th Street for a disturbance between two people at an apartment complex. That's when police say they found a 65-year-old Grand Forks man who had been injured in a knife attack. Police then found and arrested 37-year-old Dickie DeMurray on charges of aggravated assault. Police say DeMurray knew the victim and it appears he targeted him. The victim's injuries are not known at this time. Here's a scenario for you. You find an engagement ring in your partner's nightstand, but you don't like it, so you take to social media to criticize it. That's what one woman did. She posted it to a Facebook page completely devoted to criticizing engagement rings. On top of that, ring shaming has become a popular trend. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer hit the streets to see what you think of this idea.
It's becoming more and more popular on social media.
I think it's extremely hurtful and it's something that should not be going on.
And you've probably never heard of it before.
I just heard about it today.
Ring shaming. It consists of private groups you can join on Facebook where users bash other people's engagement rings and sometimes even their own.
I did see there was another Facebook group with 19,000 members that is solely based on posting your ring and shaming it.
Abby Hakey is the assistant manager at Riddle's Jewelry in Fargo. She's been in the business for a long time, and she tells us when customers come in looking for that perfect ring, a lot of effort goes into it.
And they have all these wonderful ideas. They put their heart and soul into it, so it's really sad to see that happens.
We went ring shopping multiple times where she kind of told me things that she liked.
And that's exactly the case for Jalen Wimbush. He's been engaged for about a year now, and he says the whole process of picking out the ring was kind of stressful.
How would you feel if you found out someone was bashing that ring that you got her on a private page?
I wouldn't appreciate it just because it took a lot of thought to pick the ring and find the right one.
But Wimbush says he picked out the right one and is getting ready for the wedding in February. And you can bet the picture of his fiance's ring ended up on Facebook. But don't worry, not on the ring shaming page. In Fargo, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
Also, if you want to see if your ring ended up on this page, you can look for yourself. The page is called That's It, I'm Ring Shaming. As temperatures fall in Minnesota, the number of people who become seriously ill from carbon monoxide poisoning goes up, according to data from the Minnesota Department of Health. To protect yourself and your family from carbon monoxide poisoning, here are some safety tips. Make sure you have working carbon monoxide alarms to detect potentially deadly conditions. Have your furnace or wood-burning stove inspected yearly, and never run a gasoline or propane heater or a grill, gas or charcoal, inside your home or in your garage at high levels. Carbon monoxide can cause death within minutes. Symptoms of overexposure to carbon monoxide include headache, fatigue, dizziness, shortness of breath, nausea, and confusion. All you donut lovers out there, this one's for you. A popular donut shop is opening up another location. Sandy's Donuts tweeted that they'll be opening a new location in South Fargo, and it will open in the summer of 2019. More information is expected to be released at a later time. A discount